There are two ways that we can solve this problem. The first one is to convert 243 base 5 and 14 base 5 to base 10. And then thereafter, we're going to multiply the values in base 10 so that we can get the product. Now after that, we're going to reconvert back to base 5 in order to get a final answer. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Now first, we're going to convert 243 base 5 to base 10. Now we're going to multiply each of these numbers by 5 to convert it to base 10. So plus 4 times 5 Now starting from the right hand side, I have 0, 1, 2. 5 raised to the power 2 is 25. 4 times 5 raised to the power 1 is 5. 5 raised to the power 0 is 1. So 3 times 1. 2 times 5 is 50. 4 times 5 is 20. 3 times 1 is 3. So if you add them up, you're going to get 73 in base 10. So next, convert 14 base 5 to base 10. One times 5 plus 4 times 5. Starting from the right, we have 0, then 1. 1 times 5 raised to the power 1 is 5. 4 times 5 raised to the power 0 is 1. So we have 5 plus 4. We have 9 in base 10. So now that we have the answers in base 10, we can now multiply it to get a product. $73 times 9 base 10 equals 657 in base 10. So now that we have our answer in base 10, we can now reconvert 657 back to base 5 to get the final answer. Now to do that, let's make a table. We have 6, 5, 7. We're going to divide it all through by 5. Now 5 into 657 is going to give us 131, remainder 2. 5 into 131 is going to give us 26, remainder 1. 5 into 26 is going to give us 5, remainder 1. 5 into 5 is going to give us 1, remainder 0. So if you divide 1 by 5, you're going to get 0, remainder 1, because 5 cannot go into 1 evenly. So it's going to be 0, then remainder 1. So now let's move in this direction. So we're going to start from the bottom which is 1 0 1 1 2 in base 5. So this is the final answer in base 5. So another way that we can solve this problem is to multiply 243 base 5 directly by 14 base 5 in order to get an answer. So I'm going to show you how to do that. We have 243 base 5 times 14 base 5. So you're going to do the multiplication just like you would do your normal multiplication in base 10. But in this case, you're going to do it in base 5. So now let's start by multiplying 4 by 3. If you multiply 4 by 3, you're going to get 12. Now to convert it to base 5, we're going to divide it by 5. So if you divide it, you're going to get 2, remainder 2. Now let's write down the remainder here, which is 2. Now the dividend, which is 2, we're going to place it here so that we will not forget. And also we're going to add it to the next operation. And the next operation is 4 times 4. Now 4 times 4 is going to give us 16. Now 16 plus the 2. So now we're going to add this 2 to 16 to get 18. Now let's convert 18 again to base 5. Now if you divide 18 by 5, you're going to get 3, remainder 3. Now we're going to write down the remainder here. Now the dividend, which is this 3, we're going to again place it here so that we will add it to the next operation, which is the last operation. Now 4 times 2 is going to give us 8. So now let's add 8 plus 3 to get 11. Now let's divide 11 by 5 to get the answer in base 5. Now if you divide 11 by 5, you're going to get 2, remainder 1. Now the remainder, which is 1, we're going to write it down here. Now the dividend, since we don't have any other number that we can multiply 4 with, let's simply write down the dividend at the front. So we're going to write it down here, 2. Now let's multiply 1 by 3, 4, and 2. Now let's start with 1 times 3 in base 5 is going to give us 3. Also 1 times 4 in base 5 is 4. 1 times 2 in base 5 is 2. Now let's add 2132 and 243 in base 5 to get a final answer. Now 2 plus 0 is going to give us 2. 3 plus 3 in base 5. Now 3 plus 3 is going to give us 6. Now to get it in base 5, we're going to divide 6 by 5. So if you divide 6 by 5, you're going to get 1, remainder 1. So let's write down the remainder, which is this 1. Let's write it down here. Now the dividend, let's carry it and let's place it here so that we'll not forget. So let's place the dividend here because we're going to add it to the next operation. Now the next operation is 1 plus 4. So 1 plus 4 is 5. Plus the 1, which is the dividend that we wrote down here, is going to give us 6. So again, we're going to divide 6 by 5, which is 1, remainder 1 again. So we're going to write down the remainder again and Now take the dividend. Let's place it here so that we'll add it to the next operation. Now, lastly, the last operation, which is 2 plus 2, is going to give us 4. So we're going to add 4 plus the 1 here. So to get 5. So now to convert it to base 5, we're going to divide 5 by 5, which is going to give us 1 remainder 0. So the remainder, which is 0, we're going to write it down here. And the dividend, which is 1, since we don't have any other operation, we're going to simply write the dividend at the front, 1. So this is the final answer in base 5. So as you can see, this is the same as the first method.